Michael. So, how is Raphael doing?
He's getting some rest right now.
That's good.
What you're feeling has to do with those bungees around your throat.
Okay.
We're cutting them, but they're popping a little bit.
Why am I got jumbled pieces of the past couple days? I don't.
Because you've only been here for part of it.
Okay. Am I fully here right now?
You're kind of flickering between the two.
Okay, that explains it. That explains what I'm feeling. Okay, so I'm flickering between here and the divine
Guide realm.
Guide realm.
Try to help them.
That would make sense.
So you're like rapid flickering.
Yes, that's how it feels. That feels rapid flickering. Yes, and it's like little pieces, but I don't know what order they go in. And
that's a Weaver thing.
Yes. Got to remember to breathe. How to breathe. So I'm having. Is there something going on around my shoulder areas?
That's also the cords. It went down a bit.
Okay.
It wasn't just your throat. It was.
Okay, the whole that area.
Yes, around your lungs and your throat and. But we're working on. We have them all tied off so they don't spring back and hit and catch again.
Yes.
But we're slowly removing them. Do too much damage. Which is being triggered by the cutting of those bungees. Let's put it this way. You'll put up with even less once they're gone.
Oh. Will the reason be that I put up with less because I will be
You're more yourself and freer.
More myself and freer and
have a distaste for it.
A free divine being cannot compromise.
Exactly.
That is what I am afraid of.
That?
It's the Mahanakia. No Mohalakia, Stahasaka, Dimehene, Ostahenoko Otanehelata. Let me explain the experience here on earth.
I mean, we can limit it, but you wouldn't want that.
I do not want it. It is not that I want it. It is that in this darkness, does not allow for a freedom. It does not allow for. You must always compromise and acquiesce to some of the darkness. If you do not, everything, your existence becomes very impossible. And it is
okay, now we're confused about what you want us to do.
I want you to remove them, yes.
Okay.
Okay, I want you to remove them.
We're removing them whether or not, but we're going to be removing them. It's already a process, but we can do something to make it so you don't become your fullest divine self yet.
No, I want to become my fullest divine self.
Okay.
Let me explain. It is not a fear about myself. It is, okay. You saw how the darkness was willing to go to any measure to attack and stop what is going on.
Yes.
You saw how they attacked the divine realm and the plans that they had.
Yes.
You saw how they attacked the angelic realm.
Mm-hmm.
You saw how they attacked the guide realm. And how this is why God is making the choices that He is now. Because they will not relent. Yes, that is it.
So why should you?
Okay, let me explain this. I want to be my fullest divine self. I do not want to acquiesce. But I know that when I am at my fullest divine self, that which has been a target before will become a bigger target.
Oh.
The fear is that, not of myself. It is the fear of a human, of a soul that has existed in the darkness, of becoming the target. I want to be my fullest divine self. I do not want to be hindered or held back at all in any way whatsoever.
I mean, you'll scream at commercials more.
That is fine with me. I do not care. I am not wanting to be less. I want to be fullest. I want to be complete and be me.
Okay.
Do not hold that back in any way. I'm not asking for that to be held back. It is.
Okay. We got that.
It is that the expression has had to live and acclimate into the darkness. And in the darkness, if you do not conform, there is repercussions. And she has very, very, very well found a way to find just a little balance to limit them. She wants to be her fullest self. She wants to be in her fullest divinity. She wants everything that has held her back removed. It is time. It is absolute.
And we are.
But there is the parts of her that have acclimated and had to experience having to acclimate are anxious. Not anxious to hold it back, but how will it unfold? So do not hold back, because you know her very well.
Yes.
And that is not her. Even when she tried to acclimate, she didn't. Though from our perspective, she did very well. From their perspective, she always never fit in.
Yes. So we're just removing those acclamations.
Yes.
Got in there.
Yes. That is very good, and that is what has to happen now. That is what. It's just we're at that, from her experience, at that awkward stage between living in the darkness to moving into divinity. There is a wide chasm between the darkness and divinity.
Yes.
And
it's like the chasm in Indiana Jones. There's actually a bridge there.
Yes, and
you just can't see it.
She can at times.
Yes, well, if you turn just slightly, you can see it.
Yes, and I'm going to say the word panic, though I don't know if that's the right word, as I was when we began.
We can tell.
I'm going to say awkward. Yes, awkward works. I have the part of me that has lived here and experienced here, but who has been experiencing a divergence from the acclimating. I've already begun on that path and am finding it foreign and more difficult to fit into their darkness. And there is the part of me that is very much welcoming getting out of the muck. But yes. I'm not sure how much of the muck is still going to be there.
None of it.
It has been.
None of it.
I know that, but the I that am here has not experienced it in this experience. The expression that has lived this life has always experienced the darkness here. She has not ever experienced full divinity here.
Gotcha.
And so to process it is very much like saying to a blind person or to a deaf person who has been blind or deaf since 2. So the first 2 years of their life, they could have seen or could have heard things. But then they lost their hearing or their sight at 2. And then at 30, they are given the opportunity to regain their sight or their hearing. They don't really, they've experienced their whole life without that ability. They had it at one time, so maybe in their dreams or a whisper of it may still come through, but it is just the whisper. And to get it back is both exciting and terrifying at the same time. Not that they don't want it to do it, it's just that they know that it's going to open up long forgotten things, and they haven't been processing them fully for some time. It will take an acclimating to get back into it. I do feel very strongly that once this is completed, that it will become very comfortable and natural very quickly.
Yes, it will. Like almost instantly.
But until it has happened, there will be anxiety.
Okay.
It is the anxiety that exists here as a human darkness. Do not think that you have to change what you're doing or...
Okay.
It is. I'm just telling you what is going on with Hermie. It is sometimes funny.
Gotcha.
Okay. There is more calmness coming in now. I did not mean to usurp this conversation.
No, you were doing bad. That's one of the ways connected.
Yes, I was. It was a very quick and very sudden. It's been going on a low level throughout much of the whole day, but we have peaks, and sometimes the peaks are.
That's when one of the cord is cut loose.
Okay.
And when the cord is completely cut, you have a peak. Because more peaks will hit, because we haven't finished yet.
And I know that they're coming, and
we're thinking
the knowledge will already help some.
Okay.
Does the removing of these, is it coinciding with the fireball? My thought processes are...
This is actually smoother than if the fireball cleaned them out.
Yes, yes, most definitely. My thought processes are disjointed. So
you're flickering.
I'm flickering. I think the flickering has slowed a little bit, but I'm still flickering.
Yes.
Thank you for your help and assistance. Michael, I have talked with Uriel. From your perspective, was there just something on my arm?
Maybe a bug.
I feel like I'm wiping something off of my arm. Right here.
There is something there. We'll work on it. It's deeper than you think.
Oh, I think it's deep.
Because it's risky.
Okay. That is fine. I have been here for a long time, and I have dealt with very, 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 very...
We're already working on it. Because it's dangerous.
Okay.
But, yes, someone basically just shot you.
Oh, lovely. Well, it didn't actually hurt. I just felt my hand just going there and reacting. And it's like, why is my hand doing that?
Yes.
It's going to get better. It's going to be better. And now I can really try to figure out what's going on. Because, see, from my perspective, we were sitting in there. She was on the computer. And then it's like blip, blip, blop, blop, blip, blip. What am I doing in here?
We were flickering and we were cutting the cords.
Yes. I do remember the important parts. It feels like That is the thing where things are getting jumbled. It's like things that go in and out, and then they just...
That's a flickering weaver trait.
Yeah.
It's not linear.
Okay, I'm going to ask one more thing. I know this is going to sound strange. But there's something that's over here. And it's not here in this room, I mean here. But I feel like there's something over...
That's the dangerous thing we just told you about.
Okay.
We're already dealing with it.
Very well. So there's bands being removed, things are being cleaned out, everything that needs to go is going.
Yes.
How long will it take for this, approximately, not exactly, like hours, days, weeks?
It'll fluctuate.
Okay.
It's such a fluctuating thing because it's not just one thing we're working on. So one thing might take longer, one thing might take shorter. It's not a hard, fast thing.
There's a lot of different things to be dealt with. And,
yes. Okay. And one person might go quicker than another person. And just...
Oh, thank you guys so much for all that you're doing both here and in the guide realm.
Oh, sure.
Will all of the guides who have connections to those who've gone through the singularity have to go through a similar process?
It's different for each person. I mean, some just like light a fire and it burns it out. Some detangle it. Some smash it.
Everyone's different.
Yes.
And their process that works for them is different. Do you guys have to do something similar to detangle yourself?
Ours is very different. It's more nebulous. It's more like they detach from us. Once their colors or whatever are no longer compatible, they're detached.
So that makes the process
different
for you.
Yes, it's not really smoother, but it's different.
It's different. So as the fire ball goes through and accomplishes what it needs to accomplish, will the detangling and detaching process become easier or the same?
They have nothing to do with each other. They don't really affect one another. Because the guide will have to remove the pattern of those people. I mean, their bodies can be there, they can be in the singularity, but they have to remove the patterns from themselves.
I'm getting very tired now.
But you just went through a lot.
Yes.